Alright, what's up? We're back with more of Avernum 3 Ruined World. We're about to explore the Wolfrider Warren here. See what this is all about. And also collect our bounty for Mayor Arbuckle. We also could have probably done this before defeating the slimes, because it's going to be laughably easy, I feel like. But hey, we at least kept the towns from being further destroyed. The kitchen and dining hall were invaded by the goblins. The tables, chairs, and cooking pots were once nice but have been wrecked by neglect, abuse, and the idle picking of many claws. The structure is too nice to have been built by the goblins. Did we really just find the leader here this easily? Wow. We can still explore though and get some more loot. It's no biggie. The Goblin chieftain sees that one of his precious wolves has been damaged. He grabs a gruesome trophy from one of the thongs around his neck and crushes it with his fist. He chants, "Mighty Chief Grisnick blesses his loyal pet." The wolf grows far stronger. Well, what are you trying to pull there? This is gonna be... The Goblin Chieftain had numerous strings of grizzly gnawed bones strung around his neck. There were so many of the nasty trophies that you're surprised he could remain standing. See, this is over already, pretty much. And it doesn't matter if I was made immobile, because I can still take them both out. Alright, so now what's left to do is just explore the rest of the fort, see what all we can get out of it. Spellcraft hardiness. Ooh. Hardiness not so much as necessary for my spellcasters, but I'll definitely take the spellcraft boost. These barracks were originally made by and for humans. The beds and doors are human size. Being used by filthy, clawed goblins, however, has caused everything to decay. The beds are nightmares of filth and fleas. Oh yeah, we totally could have done this before we beat the slimes, to be honest. But hey, it's still a good day's work regardless. I can guarantee that the other monsters we'll face in the future will not quite be as easy peasy. Because right now, all we're doing is just looting up here. I think we are getting close to that point, though, where she can dual wield, I think. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, because these enemies aren't overwhelmingly hard anyway. Let's go ahead and replace her shield with that. Who else needs shielding potion? We'll give that to him. That's so annoying. He doesn't even have a spell that can... This is the only room in this wreck fort that the goblins haven't been able to penetrate. Even if they had been able to break the door down, they wouldn't have been able to destroy this magical barrier. You know what? We probably could if we had a crystal. Remember, always also pull every lever you come across. It's not an absolute rule because there might be a puzzle in the game where certain levers have to be a certain way, but for the most part, you do want to pull every lever you can. Hiding behind your goblin buddies here, isn't it? Ain't you? It looks like that was it for that. I'm so sorry I didn't read that, by the way. Did I say about a... Okay, yeah. I can still read that. I don't really want to skip dialogue at all. I know that was only a brief one, but I still wanted to read it anyway. Alright, so we do have Zelena dual wielding now, which, as we will see in the late game, that's going to be very effective. Or when we get stronger anyway, at least. So she's ultimately going to be my best damage dealing fighter, while Rex is going to be way more tankier. A well-established path leads north to a mine entrance. It is guarded by a band of goblins ready to make their final stand. They charge. Okay, that was all said, but I still don't. I don't like skipping anything, so. This is also going to be over quick at this rate. Like, what the heck? At least this is their final stand. You reach the goblin mine. Although it's typically a shoddy goblin construction, it looks safe to explore. You search the mine and find that the goblins' digging techniques, while crude, were quite sufficient to tap the rich veins in these tunnels. You see both gold and silver ore waiting for industrious souls to knock it out of the walls. While you have neither the skill nor the time to start a mining operation, you're able to help yourself to the silver nuggets and gold dust you find in a side chamber. You are now quite a bit wealthier. Ooh, nice. Got 1,000 coins out of that. This valley, formerly infested with goblins, is now eerily quiet. Well, we took out most of their number, so... Now, obviously, to the east here, there's going to be a lot more towns we can do, stuff like that, but I'll get to that whenever I can. When you move into the crag between these lines of rock spires, you stumble upon a large band of goblins. Several of them are Wolfriders. They could easily give chase to you if they wanted. One of their warriors calls out to you, "You humans, good food. Give us 50 euro coins or we catch you and feed your grok bogs to our wolves." You aren't sure, but you really doubt that you want to give them your grok bogs. Do you pay? When the goblins see that their money isn't forthcoming, they mount their wolves and emit blood-curdling howls. Then they charge. I'm not sure what grok bogs are, but I definitely don't want to give these goblins mine. I wouldn't want to give these goblins mine either. Again, this is going to be over quick, so yeah. These goblins won't be hassling travelers anymore. Their camp doesn't have anything useful. They must have hidden their loot somewhere. You notice that their tracks come from the north. Okay, well, we already did that. What's up here real quick? I wonder if I can find the beauty for the dryad somewhere here. Beware goblins to southeast. Someone has concealed a large supply cache here. You find no shortage of unappealing troglo food. There are several bunches of javelins held together with leather thongs. Ooh, okay, so we found some steel javelins at least. We'll sell those because I think those are worth selling more than actually using them. Roll. As you approach the remote hut, flame spells sear the ground in front of you. As you scurry for cover, you hear a man shout, "Oops, sorry, overreacted. Come up here quick." Do you? You cautiously approach the hut. When you reach the pathway up to his door, you are greeted by a small, scraggly man with a wand. He says, "Sorry, with all the goblins about, I tend to lob spells first and look after. I'm Bulan. Care to come in for stew?" You enter his hut and find that his stew is repellent. You also notice that the hut is full of alchemical equipment. You ask Bulan about it. He says, "Yeah, I'm doing alchemy stuff out here. Best to work away from towns just to keep from frying people. None of my experiments are working, I'm afraid, but I do have spare supplies if you're interested." You mentioned to Bulan that you raided the nearby goblin lair. He seems very grateful. "No wonder I've been pestered so much lately. That's worth a discount on my supplies. It's the least I can do." Bulan is trying to create new source potions with limited success. Happily, he has more supplies than he needs. Okay, so I wonder... We do need more healing potions, but... You know what, let's go ahead and buy another one. We'll at least do that. I really want to find the beauty for the dryad before I move on to the next plague here, but I can't recall where it is exactly. Is it over here? You reach an isolated glade only to stumble upon a party of dryads bathing on the shore of the lake. They shriek when they see you. Then they melt off into the woods. You feel fortunate. Fairy creatures can do much worse when they want to. There's nothing else here. You all still want to take me on. Really? Get away from me. Steam rises from natural vents in these hills. You find from several vents in these hills. You find a natural hot spring. These mountains must be full of volcanic activity. I have no idea where that freaking thing for the Dryad might be exactly. I don't want to go there either. Yeah, I can't recall right now where it's going to be. Oh, okay, whatever. Let's just go ahead and get our bounty from Mayor Arbuckle and worry about the beauty for the Dryad when we're able to wander a little bit more. But I don't want to go in that section quite yet. There are a few stronger monsters here. You tell the tale of your victory to Mayor Arbuckle. In return, you receive a pouch of gold and a potion, a reward for the value of your aid. You are doing far more for us than we expected. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and hang on to an invulnerability potion, because that might come in clutch there. And the first two Avernum games, I didn't really make use of those. I sold them, but there were times where I wish I still had them on hand, so... At least for the invulnerability potions, when we're... At least until we get stronger. I'll still... What I mean is, when we get strong enough, we don't really need the... Oh wait, hang on. You encounter a group of merchants leading several horse-drawn wagons. When they see you, they approach you eagerly, ready to sell you goods at reasonable prices. You aren't sure why they're so eager to trade with you until you overhear two of their guards talking. They mutter about rumors that the slime plague was eliminated by a band of deathly pale adventurers. The merchants of the small caravan are very eager to deal with you despite your alien appearance. Apparently, word of your deeds has been getting around. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, eventually we'll get strong enough to where we can sell healing potions, speed potions, and stuff like that. Because elixirs will be more beneficial to us ultimately. But invulnerability potions, I'm definitely going to do a better job hanging on to for a while. Until we start getting more invulnerability elixirs. Because I feel like I didn't really take advantage of that very good. Okay, here we are now in Barport. So let's explore here real quick. We do need to get to the Isle of Big Ale and Shader. Alright, generic chef. We'll just sell some stuff to him. Ooh, we have a Nefel here. A muscled, efficiently built Nefel stands at the anvil, carefully shaping an axe head. You cannot help but admire the skill and patience he is putting into working the metal. He turns to you. I am Murr. Welcome to my shop. How's business? Murr. I do little now. The shortages are great. I cannot travel far, so I stay here and make do with what I can get. Things are rare. What's causing the shortages? He shakes his head and his tail twitches nervously. Little shipping happens now. With all monsters everywhere, I cannot get fresh metal to forge weapons. Thus, I spend my time only doing improvements on things. Repairing the rivets, sharpening the plows. Why don't you travel? He shakes his head. Today and for years, much hatred is in the Empire for my kind. It is better here, but if I go far, humans be very dark. I prefer not to speak of it. What sort of arms do you make? He purrs. Weapons that are not so good as what I could do with good metal, but good weapons which will do the job, and armor. I help you, warrior. 2 bars of fine steel, a crystal with energy. I make them the fine breastplate. Oh, thank you. What else then? I don't meet many Nephilim in Empire towns. Here, it is safe, for now, for me to work and do. My kind must fear yours. This is a sad way of things. Can I do some trading? You're surprised that Murr has been able to make weapons of this quality, considering the poor materials available to him. I don't need anything else. Murr. Goodbye. Alright, tickets to Jeremic. You need to get to the Isle of Big Ale, though, not Sheremick. A tired-looking woman greets you with a cup of tea. She doesn't seem to mind that you broke into her home. I'm Orsina. Welcome to my homey, rustic little cottage. I have rooms to rent for respectable young people. What sort of business are you in? She tries to smile warmly, but it just doesn't work out. I run a little bed and breakfast here. There's a nice cozy room available next door. Only 5 coins for the night. It's what I do while my hubby is away. Where's your husband? Her eyes get a faraway look and worry wrinkles appear on her forehead. He's a soldier. He's off fighting. Fighting who? He is helping clear out the few slimes that remain. It is sad that he is so far away, but I think he will return soon. How long will he be gone? I got a letter from him just the other day. He says he may be home in a few weeks. I hope it is true. Until then, I must make do. Orsina pours you some tea and smiles. It's good to talk to travelers. It passes the time. I have to go. Have a lovely day. That still has a place of Avernum by Nell of the Isle of Big Ale. The continent of Avernum is the most unusual and wild of the lands controlled by the Empire, and many questions remain about its future. It was only recently settled, after all, and the frontier spirit remains. The people of Avernum have little in common with our Empire cousins. We have not been as controlled by the Empire bureaucracy and do not share many of its prejudices, such as the lethal hatred of Nephilim and Avernites. As more people flood into our land and we become more similar to more settled, controlled other Empire continents, the question is, how will the wilder spirits of Avernum deal with the inevitable crushing control that the Empire brings? One thing is for sure, before long we will look more and more to Black Crag Fortress, the massive Empire stronghold at the north end of Avernum. But will they look down on us with understanding or not? There is an elderly woman in the robes of a mage sitting at the desk. She was writing when he came in, but she sets aside her pen and smiles. I am Nell. Welcome, Avernite. How do you know I'm from Avernum? Your skin is the easiest clue. I am sort of an Avernite myself, having had to leave my home recently. Now I am a scribe. What is a scribe? I write books. One of mine is on that pedestal over there. She points to the southwest corner of the room. This here is a little treatise I threw together. She indicates the scroll on the table in front of her. Now, to make money, I can also create magical scrolls. Interested in a purchase? What scrolls do you have for sale? Writing magical scrolls is a rare and difficult craft, but Nell seems to have mastered it. Ooh, nice. Where are you from? I understand something of being in exile from your home. I am a native of the Isle of Big Ale. If you want to go there, you can get a boat at the north end of town. Unfortunately, I had to leave. I was harassed by the Anama. What did the Anama do to you? The Anama control the Isle of Big Ale, my longtime home. They make life difficult for any mages there. I can understand their prejudice about magic in this day and age, but you can't blame me for not wanting to be subjected to it. So you left because you feared the Anama? No, I did fear them, but I would not let them drive me from my home. No, I left because my home was infested with roaches. I lived in Shader, but the guards wouldn't help me. Well, if I see them, I might be able to kill them for you. That would be greatly appreciated. My home is in the southwest corner of Shader. Don't expect the guards to help you, though. The guards there only help the Anama. Outsiders shouldn't expect help. Will I be able to get into your home? That's a fair question. I sealed the entrance with brick before I left. The only easy way in is through the back entrance, through the sewer. Okay. So we can do that for now, here. Can't talk to that child. Your roar drives as you realize what's scuttling before you. It's an enormous cockroach. It's huge and filthy and makes a constant hissing noise. Slimes are one thing, but you can't imagine living someplace infested with these things. Ugh, indeed, right? Alright, before we head over to the ticket salesman here, let's go ahead and head back to an Axeman or get his thoughts on these roaches. An Axeman twitches in revulsion when you describe the roaches to him, and I thought the slimes were awful. It is clear that this is yet another monster infestation. Investigate and destroy them if you can. I hesitate to help the Empire in this way, but as roaches are not eradicated, they will surely find their way into Avernum. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, I can't imagine having to deal with slimes at first, and then all of a sudden you got these roaches to deal with. It's freaking gross, man. Alright, so let's head over to the ticket salesman finally. A large, smelly man stands near the docks. He holds several rolls of grimy tickets in his hands. My name's Vok. I sell boat tickets. How come you won't make small talk? He spits. I sell the tickets. I hangs out with my own kind. You ain't it. What is your kind? Sailors. Shipwrights. People who work for a living. Vok lurks near the docks. He waves his tickets around and says, no wasting my time with small talk. Buy or go. What are the tickets for? I got tickets for Port Townsend and Sheremick. Boat ride. 10 coins per group. Ask me if you wanted to purchase one. And don't bug me otherwise. I ain't got time for small talk. I'll take some tickets. Which one, Sparky? Port Townsend or Sheremick? Alright, Sheremick is too early for our group right now. So ticket to Port Townsend, please. You give him money and he tears off some tickets. Go to the end of the dock on the left and get on the boat. At the end of the dock, a boat waits to take you on the one-day trip across the city of Port Townsend on the Isle of Big Ale. The trip across the water to the Isle of Big Ale is short and uneventful, except for a serious, racking attack of seasickness. Years in Avernum have left you very leery of voyages on the open sea. Eventually, you arrive in the village of Port Townsend. Right, Martha is the one we talked to for tickets back. A large, bearded ogre stands by the dock, holding a roll of tickets. You think it's a female. A small cloud of flies buzzes around her. She speaks, showing huge fangs. I called Martha. That my name. You not laugh. I never laugh at you, Martha. Good. I'm not feeling like to pound stupid adventurers to dust today. What are the tickets for? I sell tickets to both. I sailor, but no ships to sail on. A ticket to where? A ticket for back to Far Fort is very cheap, only 10 coin. Want buy? I don't need a ticket. Oh, then I got no to say to you. Why aren't you sailing? He grunts. No ship for sailor like me sailed for a long time. Bad, bad. I live by selling tickets to small boats to boring places, and I eat roaches. You eat roaches? That is disgusting. She grins. You try not to look too closely at the stuff between her fangs. It's a living. Port Townsend weapons, where the extra S is for savings. Okay, so another generic weaponsmith. A lone priest stands at the Anama altar, lost in contemplation. When you approach, he turns to you and smiles gently. I am Father Rice of the Anama. I am here to provide guidance in this humble sanctuary. Greetings to you. Thank you for speaking with me. It is my purpose. I provide guidance to Port Townsend. It is my holy task, and as priest of the Anama, I will carry it out to the fullest. Tell me more about your holy task. Life on this island is hard, and was so even before the cockroaches came. Were it not for religious fervor, most of us would have given up long ago. How does Port Townsend fare? Port Townsend is one of the more successful villages on this island. So far, we have been only somewhat afflicted by the cockroach plagues and the diseases they bring. Do you know anything about the cockroach plague? We know not why, but the fair isle of Big Ale has been beset by a mighty plague of foul and disgusting cockroaches. Fortunately, we have the Anama to guide us and to help fight the diseases they brought. The Anama lead us from Shader. Where is Shader? The largest city on this island and home of the Anama Church. It is not far to the west. Father Rice says, the Anama welcome all into their sanctuary. How else may I help you? How do you provide guidance? This isle has not been settled long, and we have not achieved the level of comfort of other areas. The Anama still generally live in groups of barracks, led by one priest or mother who gives guidance. We hope to be established enough that everyone can have a private home as soon as possible. Our living in barracks tends to make people think the Anama are a cult. So are you a cult? We are not a cult. Travel the island and speak with us, and I think you will find we are very level-headed. Would you like to hear some of our beliefs? Father Rice says, the Anama... Oh, who are the Anama? The Anama Church is the dominant force of this island. We believe that the use of magical spells in the long run brings more death and destruction than good. Would you like me to share some of my beliefs on the subjects with you? Yes, tell me more about your beliefs. Father Rice says, nobody denies that the works of mages can do good. However, the monster plagues which afflict us show that a deranged mind can use magic to create an equal amount of evil and harm. Do you agree? Okay, now don't get me wrong, I actually do agree with this. That, you know, people can use magic for good, but there are still a lot of magic, use magic for bad, I mean, but there are still a lot of mages who do use it for good. And Avernum definitely would not have survived without magic. So, ultimately, I still do agree with this, but there's a reason why I'm going to say no, and you'll see why as we continue on the Isle of Gale. You receive a disapproving and slightly disappointed look. You suspect that what you said has been taken note of. Actually, I've already shared my thoughts on the Anama beliefs with you. Perhaps you found an Anama priest or mother in another town they could share with you too. Can you heal me? Sadly, our resources are limited. We can't provide healing for those outside the faith. Can you give me holy training? The Inama would be more than happy to provide you with instruction. Go to our main temple in Shader. So, yeah, I'll show you all why I said no to that, even though I do agree with it, when we get to that point. Okay, but so far... Oh, there's a huge cockroach right there. Roaches and You. Crack open the book and flip through it. Roaches and You by Ezric of Gale. Even though the Empire has had much success freeing us from the larger pests roaming our fair world, the lowly cockroach has been an opponent able to stand up to our mighty leader's best efforts. In this book, I discuss the strategies and protect results of our leader's roach elimination plan. Protect Mojo. In addition, I give tips to keep these nasty little creatures from setting up shop in your own hovel. First, you will need a torch and some oil. Right. We'll sell that when we can. Get some more coins. Okay, I can't steal that while they're there. Okay, so the only two notable characters it looks like is definitely Martha the Ogre to get back, and also the Inama Priest. Or it could be Anima if you want to pronounce it like that, but Inama makes a lot of sense to me. But either way, Jeff made it to where they don't care how you pronounce it in these playthroughs. So it's however you feel it is. You walk through a thick forest, the canopy of branches overhead blocking out most of the sun's light. This island would be rather beautiful if it weren't for the grotesqueries that infest it. Then you hear a soft hissing noise coming from all around you. The underbrush shakes, and the sounds of scuttling creatures come closer. Soon you are being confronted by a large group of hideous, Doberman-sized cockroaches. Being a soldier on the Isle of Big Ale is a miserable experience. These brave warriors are covered with filth, a thick layer of slime and goo from stepping on hundreds of oversized cockroaches. They all look pale and shaky, and they're nursing hacking coughs. The disease borne by the creatures must be affecting them. When they reach you, they summon up their dwelling reserves of strength and warn you to watch out for the giant roaches. Then they move on, looking for prey. Some settlers have laboriously hacked out an open area in the thick woods of the Isle of Big Ale. They are growing a few plots of sickly crops. Their farmhouses are grouped nearby. There are piles of ash all around. They burn their trash so that roaches can't get it. However, you don't see smoke rising from their chimneys. As you approach, several of the farmers come out to greet you. They all wear the rings that mark them as members of the Inama Church. When they see you lack the rings, they are cordial but cold. Seeing that nothing is to be gained here, you move on. Okay, same thing. Who's this group over here? Though the Isle of Big Ale is plagued with giant insects and rampant disease, commerce must continue. The leader of this band of traveling merchants greets you. Hello, friends. I am Velton. These are difficult times, and they call for courage and proper weaponry and supplies. Don't be caught short by inadequate equipment. Would you like to purchase something? The merchants of small caravan are very okay. Same. Okay, so day 21. Finally made it to the town of Shader, which is where I wanted to go anyway. Alright, so with that in mind, we're going to save the game right here, and I will be covering this in the next part of Let's Play.